Are you trying to figure out the Trump indictment? Good. I'm going through it as well, so I want to share with you some points I think that are very important. Now, the most tantalizing of all the points I've seen so far from the indictment are what the DA calls the catch and kill scheme to suppress negative information. So they say Donald Trump wanted to suppress negative news about himself. Because he said this is going to hurt him on the campaign trail. So he worked with this one guy. He was like the CEO of the National Enquirer. And they're like, look, we're going to look out for information. Any stories that come your way, grab them. We're going to pay who we need to pay. We're going to get them out of the news cycle. His name is Pecker. Hey, that's the guy's name, Pecker. So while Trump was campaigning, he ran into these three stories. One was the Stormy Daniels story. The other was the Karen McDougal story, which is a Playboy playmate that he allegedly had an affair with. The other was the Access Hollywood story with the tape, just grab him by the change purse. And then there's one more. The doorman story. So there's a doorman who worked at the Trump Tower. His name escapes me. But they say this guy was looking to sell story. And it was that Donald Trump had an affair with a woman in the Trump Tower and that he knew about it, he had information about it, and that Trump fathered a child from that relationship. According to the indictment, the doorman was paid $30,000. He also signed a $1 million non-disclosure agreement that if he said anything, if he ever told his story, he'd have to give them $1 million. He'd have to pay back $1 million. So, then it was Stormy Daniels, as we all know. That was $130,000. Then there was Karen McDougal, and that was another $150,000. So we're talking about these payments that were made, which in themselves are not illegal. It's not illegal to give somebody money to be quiet. It's not illegal to give somebody money not to do a story, or not to go on the National Enquirer, or not to show up on the Oprah Winfrey Show, or whatever. That's perfectly legal. But what they're saying is that Donald Trump's money, where he got the money from to pay for these, not that he was broke, not that he couldn't afford it, but that he would want to cover his tracks. Or he had Michael Cohen pay for it, and then he had his campaign money paying Michael Cohen and called it legal fees. So that way it would never come back to Donald Trump what the money was really used for. Get it? That's pretty much the gist of it. Whether Donald Trump has a love child, whether Donald Trump had an affair with Miss Dougal or Stormy Daniels, doesn't really matter. What matters is, did Donald Trump suppress the information by lying in his taxes, not paying taxes on it, and did he miscalculate or misqualify the money and say it came from his campaign? In that way, avoided reporting it. And I know they want us to say it's bigger than that. It's not just paying money. It's not just an accounting error, that it shows unethical activity on behalf of Donald Trump. And this is where I got a problem with this whole scenario. Whoever said Donald Trump was so ethical, whoever said Donald Trump was squeaky clean, whoever said he was faithful, whoever said Donald Trump was reliable when it comes to staying monogamous, whoever said that, these are not, Trump did not run on, I've never cheated. In fact, people already knew about the Access Hollywood tape. That did come out. So here's the thing. They want to make it seem that Donald Trump suppressing this information, in effect, stole the election because if people knew that Donald Trump slept with a Playboy playmate, they wouldn't have voted for him. But those people did know on a hot mic that he said he grabbed women by the change purse. So a guy who would grab women by the change purse, I'm saying, I guess I can imagine he slept with a Playboy playmate if given the chance. I also can imagine maybe had an affair with a porn star if he had a chance to do that as well. I mean, this is a guy who was rich since the 70s. Cocaine, back rooms, Playboy mansion, the whole nine. That was his life. Donald Trump, that's what he did. So I'm not sold on the idea that Donald Trump stole the election because Donald Trump suppressed information. And here's a couple reasons why I'm saying this, okay? First of all, I think all politicians do this. I don't think Donald Trump invented the art of suppressing negative information when running for office. Donald Trump is a new politician. He never as much as been a dog catcher He's never even been a truant officer, a sergeant at arms for the Little League or the local diners club or whatever. He hadn't done anything. So he's not real versed in political maneuvering. But you mean to tell me that other people that are political operatives, political animals, that they don't do the same thing? We got career politicians. You don't think that they've had lives? They haven't had transgressions? Is that really what you think? You think you could be in office? You think Clyburn, for instance. Not saying I'm not accusing Jim Clyburn of anything. But the man has been in politics for 40 years, right? So has Bernie Sanders. So has Maxine Waters. So has Hillary Clinton. So has many people, right? Nancy Pelosi, right? Chuck Schumer. All these people have been in politics forever. Mitch McConnell. Okay. Maybe not Mitch McConnell. But everybody else, it's possible they've done some things too. That's all I'm saying. Maybe not Mitch McConnell. Ted Cruz, how long he been in there? How old was Marco Rubio when he started engaging in politics, public office? What was he doing? What I'm trying to say is, you cannot convince me that Donald Trump is this unique character. He's so devoid of character, so devoid of ethics, so much more so than any other politician. I'm just not buying it. And I don't think most people would buy that. Is it wrong to cheat? Yes, it's wrong to cheat. Is it wrong to pay someone off to try to keep it out the spotlight? Not if you got the money, I guess, and you already did the thing. How do we not know he told Melania, I did these things. I apologize, whatever. He made it up to her. I don't know. That's not our business. But this indictment wants all that to come out. And I think that's part of the plan. I believe they're part of their plan is to make all this information come out so it tarnishes Donald Trump in such a way that people don't want to vote for him. But what they are underestimating, again, in 2024 is the same thing underestimated in 2016. People don't like Biden that much. And they didn't like Hillary even more so. Okay? I know it sucks if you're a Hillary Clinton supporter or if you're Hillary Clinton and you're like, wow, back in that 2016, Benghazi was everywhere. You don't think Hillary Clinton wouldn't have paid to make Benghazi go away? Do you believe that there are things that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton paid to make go away as Hillary ran for office? Do you believe that Hillary Clinton would not have paid to make the email server issue go away? I think she would have. So basically, they're mad at Donald Trump for being a little bit better at the job he did than what they did when they've been the ones in politics for 40, 30 years, 50 years, I don't know. For a long time, they've been in politics. And somehow this newcomer beats them at their own game of paying people. He wasn't having people knocked off. He paid them money, which they took and agreed to be quiet. Once again, it's not illegal. Once again, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's nice. We're not talking about ethics. We ain't talking about show business. We ain't talking about show friends. We're talking about what took place and if it's illegal. And you can say over and over that this is not an accounting error. Prove that it's not. Prove that it's some dastardly scheme to switch campaign finances. See, I don't think anyone believes that Donald Trump, however they paid for these expenses, I don't think anyone believes that Donald Trump did not have the money to pay for it. He wanted to keep these things secret, of course. If they're true or false, we don't know, but he wanted to keep them secret. Now that they aren't secret, I don't think it's going to change a whole lot of people's opinion of Donald Trump. I don't think people are going to go, wow, back in the 80s, or the early 90s, Trump slept with a porn star. I don't think they're going to go, oh my God, now I don't want trade to be better. If that's what they believe Trump's going to do for them. I don't think they're going to go, oh my God, Trump had a relationship with a playmate, a Playboy centerfold. Oh my God, I don't think I want the border closed. No, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think the Democrats give people too much credit. Once again, they think the Democrats are like everyone else. And when I say Democrats, I mean the insider Democrats. The Democrats that drink everything with their pinky out. They drink a juice box like this. Yeah, with the pinky dangling. These are people when they're alone in a room and they let one go, they say, "Pardon me," to no one. These are people that drive around in their cars with their mask on the whole time, though there's no one there to catch anything from or to give anything to except themselves. To anybody that's new to politics, I want you to know one thing. Politicians pay off people to hide their discretions. So do CEOs, so do all types of people from all walks of life. That's what cities do when cops beat the hell out of innocent, unarmed people. They pay them off. They settle out of court, if possible. America's built on paying people off. But then if you listen to the late night host, Donald Trump's the first person to do it. What's funny is some of these people who are joking about Donald Trump paying people off have paid people off. Have paid off their share of people. Whether it be a sexual harassment claim in their own office space or the CEO, as in CBS, the CEO of their news division, whether it be Charlie Rose, or who it is, or Bill O'Reilly, or whoever. These people are just upset that Donald Trump beat them at their own game. And yes, I know it hurts that this newcomer to politics could come in and clean your clock. But if this is all you got, and I just started looking at the indictments, I wanted to do this piece first, so I'm not saying there isn't more to uncover. There are 34 counts, 34 felonies of alleged campaign finance, false reports or whatever. I'm going to look at that. But if all you got is butthurt feelings about Donald Trump making himself look less like Donald Trump, I got news for you, Johnson. It ain't a whole lot there. There's no there. And people are not going to be that surprised by it. How many people remember John Edwards? Senator John Edwards, who ran for the Democratic nomination. This guy was having an affair on the presidential campaign for the nomination of the Democratic Party in 2008. This guy barely got away with losing his political career. He funneled like $1 million to his girlfriend, who ended up having his child while his wife was dying of cancer. What about that guy? Or what about Bill Richardson, the former governor of New Mexico? This guy paid off $250,000 to a mistress that he had a relationship back in 2004. His career is over because around 2011 it came out. They got him on campaign finance as well, just like they got John Edwards. Now they're trying to get Donald Trump. The difference is they got John Edwards when it was within the statute of limitations, and they got Bill Richardson within the statute of limitations. But Donald Trump is outside the statute of limitations. That's not a defense. It's just saying you waited too long, and the story and this is too weak. So whether it's buy and bury the story or catch and kill the story, it's not a whole lot. People will not be as turned off by this story as you think. People are going to eat this story up, and they're going to go, okay, cool. What you got for me? What's going to have to happen here? When all this is said and done and this flows away, come 2024, the Democratic Party is going to have to look into this camera and convince Americans that Joe is the better guy. That Joe is the guy they should trust for another 4 years. And pointing at Donald Trump and going, he slept with women, I don't think that's enough to stop him. Because all men sleep with women. At least, well, a lot of men sleep with women, okay? I can't help but feel that the Democrats are still pissed off that Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton had the Hillary Clinton campaign. They had full control of the DNC. I know because I interviewed Donna Brazile. She told me it's on the record. Team Hillary controlled the DNC, Team Hillary, and the Clinton Foundation. Hillary lost. She just did. I know it sucks. But at some point, the Democrats are going to have to let it go. Trump did not invent paying people off so you don't ruin your political career. I'm sorry. The first-time politician did not invent that. He may have learned it from Hillary and Bill Clinton, who he was buddies with before he started running. You didn't like that, did you?